Good evening, Antiochians. Welcome to our alumni community meeting. I'm Mark Reynolds, class of 1980, and your Director of Marketing and Communications here at Antioch College. We are coming to you live from the WISO studio on campus tonight, and we've got a lot of exciting news to share with you about our alma mater, where Antioch stands today, where it's headed, and how you can be part of creating a new kind of American college. We'll be talking about some of our recent accomplishments and how you and your fellow alumni can give your time and talent to help keep our momentum going. We will have some big news about a new scholarship program and a new way for you to help get more young people wanting to come to Antioch and interested in what we have to offer. And we will be taking your questions on the stack, so if you want to dial *3 on your phone now to get in on the stack, we look forward to hearing what's on your mind. And, of course, it's March, and that means it's $1 Million March Match Time, our own version of March Madness. Every dollar you give to Antioch College during the month of March is matched by generous donors, so this is absolutely the best time of year to give. You can dial *6 at any point during this conversation to make your support known for Antioch College. I would like to take a moment now to introduce our guests for this hour of dialogue and conversation, starting with College President Tom Manley. How are you this evening, Tom?
Great, Mark. Really great, and excited to be here and to take questions.
Also with us here in the studio is our Dean of Admission and Financial Aid, Mr. Bill Carter.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and excited to be here and can't wait to start speaking with alumni.
Fantastic. We also have with us our Vice President of Advancement, Suzanne Hashem. Good evening.
Hi, everybody. I'm also excited to be on the phone. Looking forward to talking with you.
We had hoped to be joined tonight by COMSOL Co-President Melly Osanya, but she is not able to be with us, unfortunately. But we do have her COMSOL Co-President, Perrin Ellsworth-Heller. Hi, Perrin.
Hi, I'm super excited to be here. It's always awesome to connect with alumni.
Again, if you're just joining into our alumni community meeting, I want to remind you to dial *3 to join the stack with your questions and comments, and *6 to be part of the $1 Million March Match. So let's get the ball rolling, Tom, by beginning our alumni community meeting. It's been a little over a year now since you came to Yellow Springs as president of Antioch College. Can you tell us what you've discovered about Antioch and Antioch alumni in this first year so far?
Well, if I listed all the discoveries, Mark, it would take the whole telephone call, but I would say that we've hit some really major milestones this year. First of all, through our accreditation, which we got in last July. This is a major step forward for the college. Since then, we've been working on the transition, the framework for Antioch College's transition. We call it FACT. It is a design-build process that invites voices from across the college and from all alumni as well. And we've been using that to translate to this vision for a new American college. As for Antiochians, I've learned that they are great questioners. They have amazing tenacity, and they're fighting for their college.
Thank you. Now, you mentioned the framework for Antioch College's transition. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that will help us get where we need to go?
Yeah, well, as I said, it's a design-build process, so it uses design thinking, and it opens up the space for strategic planning and envisioning so that faculty, staff, students, and alumni are involved at a very basic level, not just in contributing ideas, but helping to bring them to realization. That has been used to develop a vision for the college, Antioch at 175, and also a strategic business plan that we've just Board of Trustees.
That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Perrin, Tom just mentioned that faculty, staff, and students have been involved in this process. From the students' perspective, what has that looked like, and how has it felt to be part of developing this new vision?
Well, I think students have been involved with the college since it's reopened in a really meaningful way. But since Tom has come and kind of introduced this FACT framework, the opportunities to contribute have just been numerous and really rich and wonderful. I think we have so many committees working on so many different facets of the college, and we're kind of activating these different areas of the campus. And there are students involved with all of that work. So I think students are just as involved as anyone else, and we're really tackling this as a community. And it feels like we're doing really meaningful work. It's just been a great experience.
That's fantastic to hear. That is fantastic to hear. For those of you who may be just joining us, we are into our alumni community meeting, and we want to encourage your participation. Dial *3 to get in the stack if you have a question or a comment about the things you're hearing or you're curious about what's going on here on campus, and *6 if you want to make a contribution to our $1 Million March match. I'd like to turn the conversation over to Suzanne at this point, because one of the things that we always hear alumni say is, how can I really be part of what's happening in the college? What can I do with my skills and my experience to really make a difference? And we're about to make some of that possible. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you, Mark. First of all, I want to say that, it goes without saying for Antioch in particular that alumni are the lifeblood of the college. We would not be here without alumni, and alumni are absolutely essential to the college's future in so many different ways, in addition, of course, to philanthropy. We are looking to our chapters and communities around the country to become even more involved in things like admissions, in identifying co-op placements, and providing support to students who are in their communities, and so on. In addition to that, we also are building something called the Antioch Alumni Works program, which is going to expand the volunteer work program so that our alumni can do many other things to help the college. Things like be involved potentially with finance, with design, with facilities, in all the myriad and multitude of ways that we can become a community together and strengthen the college. In addition to that, we also want to encourage our alumni to come to Reunion. It's going to be July 13th through the 16th this year, and we really want to have a great turnout. So be involved. Come to Reunion, help the college, and then, of course, we definitely want our alumni to be philanthropic, to participate this month with the $1 Million March match. So press that *6 number and give. It's all needed. So
absolutely. Bill, I want to turn to you for a second, because in one of as Suzanne was talking about the Antioch Alumni Works project, a piece of that is already beginning to happen in terms of getting alumni to help recruit future students. Is that correct?
Yes, Mark, that's very correct. And of course, I am admissions, so I like to start out by just making mention that at this time last year, we actually accepted 38 applicants, and this year we are now at 101.
All right.
So it is looking very nice. But what we have been doing and have been launching in cities that we've been visiting, it's called the ART program, ART. It stands for Alumni Recruitment Team. And there are several different programs that our alumni can become involved in. One is, of course, the easy, and it's anyone that you may know that would be a good fit for Antioch. They would refer that student to us. Also, we have alumni that are attending college fairs for us, others making phone calls, and the most popular part of the ART program, it seems, is the Adopt a High School. We have many alumni who are adopting a high school, and some more than one, in their hometown, in the area in which they live. And currently, our college fairs and Adopt a High Schools are in Minneapolis, D.C., Chicago, and Baltimore. We are launching ART in San Francisco this coming weekend, so we're hoping for some wonderful responses there. And I will say this, by by adopting a high school and having your presence in that high school, speaking with the guidance counselors and teachers, and even going to their college fair, it is getting our presence in front of them. And what makes it very important is that a lot of times, especially in the areas I just mentioned, these are places we would not ordinarily be able to get to. As everyone knows, airfare, hotels, food, it's all very expensive. And so we are looking towards our alumni to target those schools in their neighborhoods. We even have some that asked us, what high schools do you want me to adopt that's in my area? And we let them know, well, here's where we have students from, and if you can have a presence there, that would be wonderful. So it is a very good thing. And like I said, all what the alumni are helping us do is expand our market, expand our brand, so we can get out in the areas that we wouldn't ordinarily be able to go. So with this kind of assistance, it is like we have right now a small army of representatives going out all across the country and talking about Antioch and bringing students. The nice thing is that from Minnesota, D.C., and Chicago, we have already begun getting prospective students information from our alumni folks in those areas. So we are really now building a very large database for recruiting the fall of 18. So this is a very, very exciting project that we're working on.
That sounds very exciting, Bill. And if you are excited too, I encourage you to dial *6 right now to be part of the $1 Million March match and help this project get off the ground. Help it keep going. Get your fellow alums involved in bringing us more students here so we can help build this new American college. We're going to be taking a few questions now, so please also dial *3 and we will get you into the stack. Our first question actually is about FACT, which Tom mentioned just a moment ago. Is there from Daniel Wilbeck of class of 1966. Daniel.
Hi, it's Kevin Frank, class of 2000. But yeah, I wanted to know if there's a process for documenting the dissent that comes along the way of the FACT process, and if there's a way that dissent, and wherever it comes from in the community, can be documented. So, the next time we're doing this process, we can sort of look back over the notes.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, the ideas that have been generated from FACT have all been banked. They've been put in a searchable database, and they're available every time we invite new members into our community. They can look to sort of see the ideas, even the ones that haven't been prioritized for building out. That process then is also documented in terms of all of the actual charts and stickets and things, is visually documented, and photos of that are available on our website. There's also a video documentation of the FACT Week, and we'll continue to make those available as we use this methodology for solution building.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that great question. Let's just stretch that out just a second. We had more. How many ideas did you say we had?
I think there were close to 1,000 ideas. Is that right? And which 120 were prioritized and developed into solution blocks.
I also just want to add that that word dissent really rings true for me as a current Antioch student, and it's totally something I felt it's like kind of baked into the Antioch community with this this kind of constant critical processing. But I do think that the FACT process has been especially remarkable in that because it's this design build process, people really come to a form of agreement on most of these ideas that we're working with. And yeah, it's just been remarkably collaborative. And I think that's been a surprise to me and maybe a lot of other people as well. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's great. That is great. Again, *3 to get in on this conversation and *6 to be part of the $1 Million March Match. Right now we're going to go to another caller, John Heinrich from the class of 1966. Good evening, John.
Hi there. Dr. Manley was out here just a couple of... Are you with me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm envying you your sunshine right now.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's about 85 degrees.
Thanks, John.
Is Antioch under snow?
It's flurrying right now. But we're all warm and huddled around a table here. So what's your question?
My question was, what plans does Antioch have to reinstitute the co-op program on the old basis, where people went to Antioch for 4 months and then co-op for 4 months or 3 months? Might leverage facilities more, bigger enrollment, more fees, that sort of thing. But the reason I went to Antioch was near and dear to my heart. And, and all the troubles that kind of went away. And when you were out here, you said you have plans to revitalize it. I thought the broader community might like to know what those are.
Yeah, we're going to let Perrin talk about his co-op experiences in just a second, but I would say that the co-op program is alive and well. And when the college reestablished itself, we did so placing co-op as one of the three pieces of the famed three-legged stool. That said, we are looking at a calendar that will allow even more opportunity in that respect, and that will help us center co-op as the core of our educational strategy, even more so than it is now. But Perrin, maybe you would like to talk about your experiences.
Yeah, I've had 4 great co-ops, and I think the thing about co-op is it's really the thing that I always connect with alumni most strongly over. Whenever people come to campus for the work project, we get together and meet, and I remember one lunch that we had with alum who were here. We just all traded co-op stories, and the similarities are remarkable. There are some of you who were on co-op many, many years ago, and to hear you talk about your experiences, it just resonates so strongly with me. So, yeah, I've had four co-ops, and they were great. I do think this calendar discussion that the faculty is kind of leading is really, really key. But for the moment, the co-op program is one of our strongest and most vital, qualities. Yeah, it's really good.
And one way that it can remain a strong and vital quality of the college is for alumni to support, not only when there are co-op students in their towns, but if they know of any employers or are able to generate a co-op opportunity for a student, preferably a paying one. We're not talking about a ton of money, but anything that can help alleviate and make it a little bit easier for people to not have to do quite so much couch surfing. You can contact the co-op department here at Antioch, and they will be more than happy to provide you the information that you need and how we can get a co-op set up if you are able to offer or you know someone who can offer anything. I just want to take a minute right now. We're 20 minutes into our alumni community meeting. I'm Mark Reynolds. I'm joined tonight by Tom Manley, Perrin Ellsworth Heller, Bill Carter, and Suzanne Hashem. And we are also joined by you at *3 if you've got a question, and *6 if you want to be part of the $1 Million March Match. Right now, we're going to turn it over to Henry Smith from the class of 1975. Good evening, Henry. Henry, are you there?
I've been fine. Just I didn't understand the ding, but I've been great. I'm 67 years old now, and my whole experience at Antioch, I loved every bit of it, including my co-op jobs that I had in San Francisco and Atlanta, and my total experience was beautiful. My brother, my sister-in-law, my ex-wife, we all graduated in 1975 from Antioch, so I got a family gathering there.
So what's your question, Henry?
My question is, what are you all doing for the improvement or upgrading or attaining more minorities?
That's a great question, Henry. Antioch is committed to broad diversity and specifically to recruiting students of color. You know that the college has come a long way since Coretta Scott King enrolled in 1945, and there were only a handful of African American students then and very few international students. She came because she felt, as she wrote in her autobiography, that Antioch really was the answer. It was the answer for her, and it was the answer for her sister Edith. And she found Antioch to be a laboratory for democracy. We think it's really important that laboratory reflect the world as it is, not just as it was years ago. So we have in this recent class nearly 40% students of color, and I know that Bill and his team are really committed to reaching out to high schools and community colleges to recruit a diverse population of students at Antioch. And I would say, our staff and also our faculty also reflect that commitment, and our growing board of trustees does as well.
That's great. Thank you very much for your question, Henry. I know a lot of you have been trying to make a donation, and we are grateful for the overwhelming response. If you haven't been able to get through, try again. Speaking of volunteers and stuff, we mentioned the volunteer work project, and I just want to do a quick commercial for the next volunteer work project coming up July 10th through the 14th. Most recently, volunteers have helped reinvigorate Weston Hall, and how does it look, Perrin?
It looks incredible. We opened up the hall officially, I think, last week, and there have been students in it ever since. It's just like during the middle of the day, the sunlight just streams in through these big windows, and the floor is just beautifully finished. And it's one of the nicest spaces on campus, and I think students really love it. And it occurs to me that this topic of student space, spaces that students can really inhabit as their own, also directly relates to kind of recruitment and enrollment and student experience here. As we see the campus come alive, I think students are just incredibly invigorated. And I can't thank the Alumni Work Project enough for making that possible, because it really elevates our experience in phenomenal ways.
Perrin, I would also want to add that many alumni and some key donors in the local community supported that project with hard dollars and funding that the Alumni Work Project needed to actually have a new AC equipment and the paint and supplies and new flooring. So I want to reach out and thank them and talk about just a bit about where the college is in this transition after accreditation. Accreditation was, as I said, a real milestone for us, but it only gets us to the starting line. Our goal is to redefine small liberal arts education in America. When Horace Mann left New England to come to Southwest Ohio, it's because he believed that he could create a new kind of college with the faculty and with the students that he would bring to the school. 166 years later, that's also the task that we have in front of us. And with our continued support from alumni, we'll be able to create that new kind of American college, but only if we continue to have that amazing support that got us from closure to accreditation and now will get us to success.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are approaching the halfway point already of this alumni community meeting. Thank you, everyone, for your great questions, for your energy. I'm Mark Reynolds. I'm joined in the studio by Tom Manley, Perrin Ellsworth Heller, Bill Carter, and Suzanne Hashem, and by you by joining at *3 if you've got a question, dial that, and *6 if you want to be part of helping create this new American college. We need alumni support more than ever because, as Tom said, we're only at the starting line. We're only getting started. I'm not going to quote the Carpenters and start singing, but we have only just begun, and we need you to continue the effort. And one of the ways that you can continue that effort, Suzanne, is tell them about the big news that we had earlier this year when we launched the new scholarship program, and we got it off to a really great start.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Yes, we had some fabulous news really at the start of the year. Many of our alumni know Al and Donna Denman. Al taught at Antioch College. He was the pastor for a time, and they have been in the Yellow Springs community for about 50 years. And they are beloved by the community, but more important, they love Antioch College. And when they realized that the college really could use some additional support, and particularly support for our students, they took the initiative to create the New Generation Scholarship, the Al and Donna Denman New Generation Scholarship. It's a very generous scholarship that makes it possible for 3 students to be fully funded through the entire 4 years of their education. So you can just imagine what that means. It's about $100,000 a year for 4 years. So what we did is that we've created a new scholarship program. It's called the New Generations Scholarship Program, and we are inviting alumni to consider taking out one of these that can benefit a student. The minimum contribution is $25,000 over 4 years, and of course goes up from there. This is what really can make a huge difference to our students. And so that's the New Generation Scholarship Program that we have recently inaugurated.
That is great. Bill, do you think that having this scholarship program, is it going to make your job easier to get more students in?
Well, it's going to make us very competitive with many other schools. So it will definitely be a nice thing to have in our pockets. We have students who are first generation and whose families just cannot afford a higher education for their students. So yes, I think this is going to be a wonderful thing, and some very fortunate students and families will be able to enjoy the benefits.
I want to actually just add to that to say that this is the perfect time for our alumni out there who are thinking about it to consider doing one of these scholarships. It's the $1 Million March Match, and so your commitment, your pledge to make a significant gift like this is the right time because it will be matched. So it's double the power of your generosity. So I just really want to have people think about that. And they feel free to call me. I'm Suzanne Hashem, the Vice President for Advancement, and I would love to help you personally with that. My phone number is 937-319-0163, and give me a call.
With that number again?
937-319-0163.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to, of course, thank the Denmans for everything that they've done and for all the years that they have shown their belief in Antioch College. And if you share that belief, now it's the time to show it during our March Madness. Dial *6 to help Antioch become a new kind of college, a new kind of American college. Right now, I want to turn to James Gow. I hope I haven't butchered your name too badly, from the class of 1973. Hello, James.
Hello. It's Goff, but that's just fine. Okay, so yes, I wanted to ask President Manley about that. The new vision. Back when I was there, 69 to 73, Antioch was a different place. The work study program, there was no place that's had that. We had written evaluations rather than grades. We had the first-year program, so the first year you were there, you got credit no matter what happened, and that was just great for a guy like me who got completely, lost in that first year, but then later on came back and ended up going to medical school. So, there was problems with that, but that was wonderful for me. But I wonder if I could ask President Manley if you could spell out, so what is the vision that you're going forward is not that from the 69 to 73 Antioch. What is your vision now, and how is that unique for Antioch?
Well, thanks for that question and for allowing me to go a little deeper into describing that. I would first of all say that we still have narrative evaluations, and we also have grades, and we're still struggling a little bit on to keep the narrative evaluations, but I think that's our commitment. So the new vision segues from a more traditional liberal arts college curriculum, which we have now, which is based on majors, and it moves to an education that really leverages what we think are the core strengths of Antioch. First of all, co-op. Secondly, a commitment and a clear understanding of the power of experiential education. So we're looking to really push the boundaries of small college education and to embrace the idea of a laboratory college, a college where we learn by doing. Now, this doesn't mean that we are backing away from any of the rigor. The disciplines are still there. A commitment to science, the humanities, the social sciences, and the arts are still there. They sort of undergird the exploration around critical issues around sustainability and resilience, issues around democracy and justice, issues around how to communicate effectively in the world today. Those are the project areas that students are going to be able to explore in. The degree will still be grounded in the liberal arts and might even just be one liberal arts major with the opportunity for students to concentrate in critical areas where problems that they're addressing are the problems that we need to find new and better ways of living democratically and sustainably on the planet, which is in fact the essential vision of this new American college.
I also want to add that I think for the reason I found myself at Antioch was I read about its legacy, and I think I realized that Antioch traditionally has been the answer to some of the biggest questions in the institution of higher education. And when I arrived here, I realized that the answer that we present now is that we are building something new out of what is old. I think the major question of higher education is what is next. I talk to my peers, and they have major questions about what their institutions are doing. I think Antioch has the structure and the history behind it to move forward and actually set something in motion that really hasn't been done before. I think we have the opportunity to be an entirely new kind of college, and it's really exciting. I actually can't tell you how exciting it is to be here as a student working on that. It's some of the most meaningful work that I could have imagined.
To accentuate how involved students are, the idea of a laboratory for democracy, we're calling it D-Lab, which is to use the entire college, not just COMSOL and ADSOL and the previous governance system, but to use the entire college experience, all 4 years that students are here, as a practice ground for learning about deliberative and practicing deliberative democracy. That idea actually came out of a series of conversations that I had with Perrin and other students on COMSOL, and they've taken it, and there is an amazing proposal in front of COMSOL now to actually build out that idea of a D lab, a small D democracy lab at Antioch, and to make sure that that is part of a comprehensive Antioch experience.
But I also think it's really important to note that we need to hold this history and we need to feel it as we work towards this new vision of Antioch. And I think I'm personally looking forward to really connecting with alumni moving forward and feeling support in this and hearing your voices and getting your expertise, because we haven't experienced Antioch as it was, and we want to keep that alive because it's a thriving part of who we are. So again, I think this connection is really important.
That alumni connection is never more important than it is during the month of March. Your contributions are doubled all month. If you are listening online, you can call our toll-free number, 877-218-6144. That's 877-218-6144. When you get there, dial *6 to be part of the $1 Million March Match, and *3 to get in on the stack and join this fascinating conversation while we still have a little bit of time. Suzanne, can you shed a little light on just your experiences being here in Antioch and what a new American college means for you?
Wow. That's a great question, Mark. I think what it means for me is the really exciting transformation that I see students going through, and the contributions that I know that they are going to make as a result of their Antioch education in the wider world. They are being prepared like students in no other institution today to make real change in their communities, in the country, and across the world. So that is one of probably the main reason that Tom Manley and I are here, to participate in that really wonderful journey and see this college not only be resurrected, but be resurrected in a new direction that makes it possible for our young men and women and people to do amazing things.
Fantastic. If you want to help us do those amazing things, please dial *6 right now to be part of the $1 Million March Match. Right now we're going to take another caller from a former colleague of mine on the alumni board, one Paula Treichler, class of '65.
Hi.
Good evening.
I think you're in the right job, Mark, as communications director. It's really working smoothly. Anyway, this call is very interesting. My specific question, well, first of all, I think that the new American college designation is really brilliant. Last time I was there, I don't think that was quite fixed yet, but I think it gives an idea of what Antioch wants to be. So my question is about education abroad. And, you know, as many of you know, for many years there was an Antioch Education Abroad program that was fairly well organized. I went to India for a year, certainly as significant as my co-op jobs. Not the same, but significant. And I know that when the university split from the college, or rather the college split from the university, Antioch Education Abroad stayed with the university. But I think that experience abroad is part of what you're trying to incorporate. So I wonder if you could talk about that a bit.
I think that question comes to me. Thank you, Paula. And, you know, thank you also for everything you've done for Antioch and for your ongoing support. And it's just tremendous to be able to work with you and your fellow alumni. So I don't know if people know that my background is very much related to international intercultural education, and for 12 years at the Claremont Colleges, I led what we call the external studies programs there. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that is a greater advocate for intercultural education than I am. It is absolutely transformative, like co-op. And we have great plans for that at Antioch. These are challenging times, and I really think when we look around the world, and particularly in our own country, that a new American college couldn't actually be stepping forward in the ways that it would need to unless it was supporting the idea of learning across cultures, the importance of of understanding how culture shapes us, the way we think and we behave, and how we are in many ways products of our culture. Study abroad experiences are amazing ways to learn that. But we have to find new pathways and pedagogies there. For our students now, what we're trying to do is use our international co-op program to provide some of that kind of experience. We are focusing on Japan, Southeast Asia, South America, Mexico, and the Francophone world, and developing co-ops that will allow our students not only to have that great work-based education experience, but also to do it cross-culturally. And then we need to bring people back and integrate them into their own cultures so that they can see them freshly.
Perrin, what does it mean to you as a student to have that international experience that Tom was talking about?
Well, I haven't actually been on an international co-op. However, I have a number of friends who have, and they always come back really changed people. And I think this is one of the things that we have the most work to do, but I think it's one of the most important parts of Antioch's vision moving forward. As a student in today's world, I think we live in very divisive times, and to travel abroad, to see what it's really like in other countries rather than accepting the narratives of the news and politicians, to really learn from experience, which I think is what we're all about at Antioch, seems really key. So I would say it's one of the most important things that we need to work on moving forward, and I have every hope and every faith that we are going to come up with something that's spectacular.
We always do. We're Antioch. We're a new kind of American college, and we want to invite you to join us on that journey by dialing *6 during our $1 Million March match and make a pledge. We still have a few minutes left, so we're still taking your questions at *3 on the stack. Right now, we are going to go to Gary Krause. Gary.
I'm not ready yet, sorry.
Well, he'll be ready in...
Okay, go to Gary.
Okay, Gary, we're ready for you now. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary. What's your question?
Gary, are you there? Gary Krause.
Okay, let's just move on to another one. Sorry. Is he there?
Gary, are you there?
Well, while we have the empty space just for a second, just to amplify something that Perrin was talking about, this is a challenge to get people engaged internationally, and we have just applied for our authorization to recruit international students. That was something that we couldn't do before we received accreditation. Once we received it, we were able to apply, and we've had our first few visits from Homeland Security. But we know that right now our country is casting quite a concern globally in terms of whether people from other cultures are going to be welcome here. So one of the things I think that we can emphasize in our international co-op is the intercultural dimension, and even if we can't get students, our own students abroad, we can engage them in supportive ways in communities around the country, especially communities where there are large concentrations of immigrants.
Thank you. We're going to go to our next caller right now. Julia Blumenreich. Are you there, Julia?
Go ahead, just ask the question.
Okay, well,
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, I'm not Julia.
It's
Troy, okay. What's your question, Troy?
Just a few quick questions. What is your current enrollment, and what do you anticipate it to be next year? Also, I am a former teacher, and I would be willing to do the high school adoption program. I was wondering if you have an informational type video that I could show prospective students. And also, is there a need for a go-to person? Like, I live in Dallas, Texas, so if any student came here to do a co-op and they needed someone to acclimate them to the city, would there be a call for that?
Well, thank you very much for the question. This is Bill Carter. We are currently at approximately 240 students that are enrolled. Our goal for this coming fall of 17 is to bring in an additional 60 new students. And it's great to hear that you're from the great Republic of Texas. I'm from Portland, Texas, way down south. But we will, and for adopting a high school in the Dallas area, I would really like to be able to talk to you. As a matter of fact, I will speak to anyone who is interested in doing such things. And just so you know, my phone number is area code 937-319-6082. But now when it comes to the video that you're talking about, we are in the process of really putting one together. And I would be more than happy to share what we currently have. It is more of a slideshow type presentation, but it really shows the life and experiences here from the student perspective. And I would be more than happy to share that with you.
Yeah, I want to jump in and talk a little bit about enrollment. I think it's important for us to be realistic. This transition from closure to accreditation and now to our new vision, New American College, is one that we're making as a startup. It's really important. We had a great line when the college reopened, Antioch College, a 165-year-old startup. The truth is, we have that history, but we also have the challenge and the opportunity of being a new organization, a new small college, without actually the resources of concern and a ready flow of students that we're building on. So that means that as a college that's startup, what we're looking to do is to create a really solid base. It's going to be imperative that we practice financial durability, not just a dynamic educational program. And so as Bill came on, we looked at our enrollment and decided that we were going to step back from larger numbers, faster growth to get us to 400, 500, 600 students in a rapid period of time, and make sure that we're emphasizing creating that foundation. So 60 students in the fall, if we make that goal, that actually will mean that our total enrollment will probably drop back closer to 200. But our view is it's better to have a gradual growth curve and be able to sustain it than to have lots of ups and downs. Good question.
Thank you. And we've had a lot of good questions tonight. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to everyone who's been calling in, but we will be emailing answers to the people whose calls we weren't able to take. So we do want to hear from you, and we do want to keep those lines of communication open. But Suzanne, this is March, and that's what it's about right now, isn't it?
Well, we're very excited because we just learned that one of you out there, and I'm excited to find out who it is, but made a $10,000 gift. Can you believe that? $10,000 tonight, right now.
Wonderful.
And so I want to encourage anyone out there who is thinking about it. Tonight's the night. This is the month. So please make a gift to Antioch College tonight or as soon as possible. The college can use the help and the students use the support, and so, and your gift will be matched. So please don't delay.
If you're sitting on a fence, please get off. Please come down on our side of the yard. This is the time to participate and to rejoin the college if you haven't been participating, to make sure that we have all of your support, your ideas, and your commitment going forward.
Great. We have another question that we are going to try to come in with. Tyler from the class of 2004. Are you there, Tyler? Tyler, go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question.
He's not there. Read the question.
Oh, okay.
The question is about human component.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tyler did get. The question is that Tyler wanted to ask. We've been talking about the future and everything for the last hour, and we will continue to do that. But have we healed? How have we come back from the trauma of being closed?
What steps are we taking?
What are we doing to move past that and really be able to focus on creating this new American college that we've been talking about all night?
Well, I would say, first of all, I appreciate that question, and I'm going to actually take it in sort of a slightly different direction. The actual closure of the college, I think, was a great disappointment for all Antiochians, and it also led to, I think, a disruption of many people's lives. There were students who were sort of in process. I've talked to many of the some of the faculty, many of the students, and and alumni from that era and before. And it's really important that we look at this as not, I think, just the future, and we cut ourselves off from the past. That doesn't make any sense at all. We have to recognize where we've been. But that we concentrate on bringing everyone who is committed to rebuilding Antioch, to building for future generations, to the table now. Everyone is welcome. Our alumni board had an amazing design build session at the reunion this past September. It produced more ideas and I think in some ways some of the best projects in the design build. Some of those involve how do we reach out and re-engage alumni from the 80s, the 90s, and in the 2000s, and we're actively doing that. I might mention a couple of people. I'd like to mention John Kay, who was a 2010 Antiochian, went on to really work very hard and support the Nonstop and help the college get back into a place where it could reopen, and she's gone on to become a successful attorney in the Washington, D.C. area, and I've had a number of conversations with her, and she's back engaged in helping us in the legal community.
Thank you.
I was just going to add, too, that the ACCC, the Antioch College Continuation Corporation, is going to be recognized and thanked at Reunion this year, so it's a very special moment. Hopefully that will bring some additional healing for the Antioch community. That group is going to be recognized at Reunion. So again, for those of you out there, think about joining us. It's going to be extra special this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. We only have a few minutes left, and I know that a lot of people have been submitting questions to us online. We will be reaching out to you as soon as we possibly can. We did have a little bit of difficulty reaching those questions, but right now, we've talked a lot this evening about where Antioch's going. We've given people a lot of great information. If I could just go around the panel here really quickly, and we'll start with Bill. What is the one thing that you want listeners to take away from this evening's conversation?
That the job of recruiting is a college responsibility, and that the alumni have a very important role to play in helping us reach our goals. And by having those kinds of individuals out there talking about Antioch, what it meant to them, what it is now, where our how bright our future is looking, is really going to assist us. And again, I am willing to speak with anyone who would like to help us out. We greatly appreciate the support that we have been getting from alumni thus far. I thank all of you.
Thank you. Perrin.
I just want to reiterate that the work we're doing here is incredibly exciting. As a student, I came here for a college experience, and I've been kind of brought into the work of building a college, and it's so incredibly meaningful. I think we have the opportunity to really change the game in higher education here. I think we can create almost an Antioch movement in the college system. And I really want to stress that through my work with ComSol, I've learned this is a community effort. If we're going to make Antioch something that's powerful and strong and innovative moving into the future, and also preserve what it's always been, everybody needs to be involved. That includes faculty, staff, students, and you alumni. And so I really encourage you, come to campus, lend your aid, lend your voices. We need you, and we're excited to work with you.
Suzanne?
Can I just say amen to that? You can hear in Perrin, just a fabulous example of what an Antiochian is all about. They are doers, they are change agents, they are paradigm shifters. And so I want to add as well that, we are very, very grateful to our alumni. We wouldn't be here without you. We need you to stay with us and stay close to us and to continue to support the college. We really could not do this work without you.
And Tom, I'm going to give you the final word.
Well, thanks, Mark. I think you did a great job. I would like to just say that the opportunity in front of us is exceptional. Suzanne said that we came here to Yellow Springs to participate in something that we think is imperative. The world needs Antioch. Stephen Jay Gould said that, in talking about the environment, that people won't fight for something that they don't love. One of the things, Mark, that I've learned over this last year is that Antiochians, whatever their experience, and sometimes it wasn't always positive at the college, love the school. They're passionate about it. They know we have a need, and they're willing to fight for it tenaciously. I ask you to join this fight for Antioch and its future, for this new American college, and I thank you for participating tonight.
And I thank all of you for participating tonight. Just a couple of final parking lot things. It's not too late to be part of the next volunteer work project, which starts March 28th. So get in touch, come on down. We'll have plenty of work for you to do. *6. It's not too late. You can still dial *6 to donate and make a difference during this $1 Million March match. You can look for a new version of the Antiochian coming out this spring. The Independent is coming to your inbox every second Thursday this month. And again, reunion, July 13th through the 14th. That weekend, come on down. If you can't get through tonight, you can always donate online at alumni.antiochcollege.edu. Remember, your gifts are doubled in March, and we greatly appreciate each and every gift you make and each and everything that you do for Antioch College. We will reach out to those whose questions we were not able to get to, so we're not just going to leave you there. We will be in touch with you, and we will get some information out to you. I want to thank everyone again. Tom Manley, Bill Carter, Perrin Ellsworth-Heller, Suzanne Hashem. I want to thank the people in advancement and alumni relations who served you answering the calls. And most of all, I want to thank you for being part of our alumni community meeting. My name is Mark Reynolds, and it's been a pleasure. I will see you soon.